Hello everybody, so I'm just showing you where I'm up to in my stitching piece for the pouch that we're making. I have, with the white applique, well, corded lace pieces, I have stab stitched those into place, and that's just like little tiny stitches all around to keep it securely in place. And I just used it's actually an old thread, this one, but a just off-white coloured sewing thread for that. And now I'm in the process of doing some seed stitching, and I'm doing it on all the lemon plain background of this particular fabric. I'll do it on this one here as well, and I'm just using this. I really like this. I don't know what brand or anything it is, but it's a fine crochet thread, but it's a matte. It's not shiny or anything like that, and it's the perfect color. It just blends in beautifully. So that's what I'm doing now. And just in case anybody doesn't know what seed stitching is, it's just a series of little stitches at different angles, to fill in all the blank gaps. I might need to put another little stitch under there, we'll see. Something else might go over the top of it. And you just continually do that until the space has been filled up. Now I'm using a cotton batting. I haven't used this before. I've used wool batting, and I really like wool batting. But I recently bought a cotton batting from Spotlight here in Australia. They had a like 40% off after Christmas and over New Year. And I was over there, and I got a metre of the cotton one because I wanted to make some of those bowl cozies. And I've heard that you need to, or you're better off using a 100% cotton batting. So I thought, well, I'll get the cotton batting for that for winter time, and I'll try some in my stitching. I am finding most of the time it's fine, but on occasion it's a little bit tough to get through. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to be using it on a lot of stitching projects. And I know it's not the fabric. At least I'm hoping it's not the fabric. Most of the stitches go through beautifully, but then just every so often I won't be able to get the needle through. So whether it's, you know, like a clump or something, and I'd have to wiggle it sort of thing. So it's just something to think about, or perhaps somebody can explain that to me if they know what that is all about. So I'm just going to continue on doing this. I have had a little think about the direction I want this to go in. I've done myself, you know, I've just sort of thought about it. It can change at any particular time. Nothing has to stay as you think. But it gives you a little bit of direction. Or at least it gives me a little bit of direction. I noticed on Sarah's video, she showed a beautiful little pouch, and it really caught my eye. It was very cottagey looking, which is the kind of look I like. And it had a little flounce on the front of the top flap. So I'd like to sort of maybe do something like that, because that really caught my eye, and you know, it looked so pretty. So I've kind of been thinking about that, and also about my closure. Some of these things are probably a good idea to think about in advance. And I'm thinking we can just work on these out at our own pace throughout the month, similar to when they did the book, whereas they'd give the prompt and then each week, you know, the first week they might work on the base, and the second week they might work on the stitching, and third week it might be embellishments or something like that, and then the fourth week finishing it off. So I'm just going to work on mine as I have time. I've got other things to work on as well, and it's like they give us, I'm thinking, the prompt, this is what we're going to make and how we're going to make it, and then we can just take it wherever we want it to go. Get ideas if they put up something, you know, try this or whatever. But I think we're kind of do our own thing, which is nice. So I'm thinking buttons, I'm thinking little Suffolk puffs, lace, flounce, a little flounce at the front. What else am I thinking? Stitching, of course. I need to fill in my blanker pieces with some sort of stitching. I did find a little bit of grey polka dot, and I think it's from the same family as this one because the print is exactly the same, whereas that one's different. See how they're way spread apart. So I've just pinned it down there because I felt like it needed something down there, but whether it stays there or not, I'm not quite sure. That is going to be the front. So, and it's kind of in the middle there. The reason I put it there was because I tried to trim this fabric was a bit crooked, so I got my scissors and tried and made it worse. So I'm disguising that by putting that there, and it may be all right. I might put something over it to even subdue it a little bit more. So it's not sticking out. I want a nice soft piece. But I'm going to introduce a little bit more of this colour, so it's not standing alone by itself. So this is what happens when you start putting things away. Got nothing to grab anymore. Put some mesh over it or something. Not there, maybe there. That might work. Something like that. A little bit of dotted tulle. Just carry it over onto there, although I have a plan for there, so maybe not. We'll see. I did stab stitch this piece of lace down as well because I didn't want it springing up when kind of opening and closing this. I'll have to probably blanket stitch that down so it doesn't stick up too much, although that doesn't really worry me. I do like the shabby look of things, so you know, a few rough edges here and there isn't going to really worry me. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my seed stitching. I'll do it here, all around here, across here. I mean, it may get covered up at some stage with something else, but it's a start. And like I said, I've got to do it when I've got the chance to do a little bit. It's really enjoyable. And do down here as well. And maybe I'll do blanket stitching across the edge of this striped fabric as well. For that, I will probably use this other crochet thread, which is a white one. I use this a lot as well. There's no, oh, there is a name. It just says white and a lot number. I just pick them up at the op shop. Hello everybody, I'm back. It's Thursday morning, bright and early. What time are we? Just after 6:30, and I'm the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I just popped it away for a couple of days because I had other things to be going on with, and I'll show you where I'm up to. I think I was seed stitching when I last spoke to you, so that's all done. I did go ahead and I put some little flower centers in. I've got just an offcut of lace there, sequin there with a French knot, little group of French knots in that one there, and then over here I have quite a lot of two-tone French knots, some little French knots in there, and a sequin on this one, and a couple of little French knots scattered in that one. So that, I think, is where I got up to. I did change. What did I change? Oh, I took off that piece of polka dot fabric, and I just laid down a plain piece of, I think it was handkerchief or something, and a bit of the dotted tulle over the top, and I've just invisible stitched that in place. And I did the same thing over here as well. So I kind of liked that a little bit better too. I was watching Rachel and Sarah's videos this morning when I got up. And yes, that's exactly what they're doing. I think I suggested that's probably what they were doing. Rachel said each week would be like, you know, you do your base, and you do your embellishing, then you do your stitching and things like that. The same as they did their very first one as in the book. So, and she said Sarah had put a post up, but I rarely go onto Facebook, and if I do, it's just to my messages rather than anything else. So I didn't see that, but I'm presuming that's where she would have put it. So, and I noticed another thing. My little needle case is very similar colouring to this, and I made this back in 2020 when we were doing the Anne Brooke things. I think I made this. My dad was in hospital, and I was waiting in the car for my mum because only one person could go in the hospital back then, and I made this while waiting for her. So that was a nice little memory. That was in my little thing for the volume 4. So what are we up to today? Embellishing, that's right. I've got my bag of scraps here from Lavish Laces, but perhaps, I know I want to do some embroidery here, and I know I want like a little flouncy ruffle here as well. But I need something a bit more definite. So let me go and have a look around, and oh, that's what I can do. I've got this lovely piece of handkerchief here. It's very fine, and I just want to cut a bit of the fabric off. I don't want to use the embellished part on here, but I thought because it's so fine, I can make a couple of Suffolk puffs out of that fabric because it is fine. I've got another one here too that I cut up to use in volume 4, so maybe I'll use a bit of that as well. A couple of smaller ones, and maybe a darker colour as well. I'll have to find another piece of something. A little bit organised. I don't think I've got anything in that colourway darker around here. I'm just having a look what I've got hanging around before I go looking for anything else. What's that? That's that damask. That's a bit. Oh, I've got the hiccups. bit too thick for what I want, so I'll start with those anyway. So I don't know how close to a circle that will be, but close enough. There we go. So I will make, I'd prefer a darker colour as well, I think. I'll have to have a look, and I'll have to see what I can find. I'll be back. Okay, so I had a little look, and I have very little in this colourway, but I found a doily that might work. It does have a mark on it, but it might work nicely for the little, you know, embellished, like, not embellished, sorry, the flounce or the gather that I wanted down the bottom there. I think that could work just for that part there, maybe. So there's that one. Also found this beautiful one. I haven't cut this, I found that ages ago, but the colour's nice, isn't it? And I think it helps with this colour here as well. It's nice, and you know, there's quite a few bits in here that I could cut, you know, little embellished piece. There's a flower there as well. There's a flower there. See, that part there's quite nice, isn't it? Once I cut it though, that's it. Oh, there's that doily there too. I found that one first and thought about the flounce in that, but then I noticed that one had that lovely green blue look to it. So where would I put that though? I could put it there, just there, I guess. Okay, I don't want to be thinking about things for too long, and I'm cutting it now. So what am I wanting? It's a bit hard to see sometimes. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where's my work? Oh, oh dear. Okay, so I was going to put it somewhere like that, wasn't I? On the back. I'm liking it further up, like that. I wonder what it would be like coming over like that. That could work. Maybe a bit more, so it's at that, so it's easier to bend. So have it like that. Open. Okay. Alright, that one there on the back, and that will fold there, like that, and up like that. Anything else on there that I might want to take while I'm at it? Wrong way. I love the flower. Take the flower as well, I guess, and put it there. Good to know. What else did I take out though? I got this bag of stuff out thinking there might be something in here. Actually, I got it for this. Got it out because I spotted this for another Suffet puff in a different shade. It should be alright, but I don't know if it's big enough. This must be leftovers from a project I was working on, I'm thinking. And I popped them all into a bag. Oh! I'm trying to work out what project it was. Or it could be a combination. Oh, there's some lovely lace there. Or it's part of a garment or something. That could work as another colour as well. Because that's quite stained, isn't it? You could use that as a Suffet puff, easy. Let's have a look. What are they doing with that? Is I doing anything? Oh, I just took it out of the bag, didn't I? One thing at a time. Okay. Which is the right way? That's the right way. I just want another. I would have liked to have done that. I can do that. Let's have a look. I could do that because it won't matter if there's a seam as long as I. You know. I think this was off a little drawstring bag I got from the op shop. It was for sheet sets and things like that. It's nice linen. I'm just going to cut the overlocking off the back to make it less bulky there. So it's not quite so bulky. That should be all right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go and make a couple of Suffet puffs. I'm going to just fold it over like that all the way around and do a running stitch. They're very easy. I'll be back once I've done that. So you can see I've folded over and done a running stitch all the way around, just like that. And the running stitch doesn't have to be perfectly even either. And then once you come to the end, you can take it like a stitch past where you started too, like that. And then you pull it gently. I'm using a crochet thread for this because they're nice and strong. And there you go. It turns out like a little bag. And you just straighten it up. And you can leave the hole as wide as you like. You can have it pulled in really tight, or you can spread it out a little bit to give you room to embellish. And it sits flatter if you actually spread it out a little bit. And then you just put a couple of stitches in there. Like that. And you can stitch it down to the back as well, or when you're putting it on your work, you can stitch it down then. So I could put that one there, like that. I quite like them plain, don't normally do them plain, but didn't want to be over the top with this little pouch. I could put that there, that's quite pretty there, and I could put maybe another one there. Yeah. And because I've knotted that off, what I might, I haven't stitched that on yet. I can stitch the center of this on. I don't want to be not procrastinating. I just don't want to be spending too much time thinking of everything, you know. I just want to get it done. Try and be a little bit more spontaneous, I guess. Just do it when I think of it. Otherwise we waste a lot of time fussing around over everything, don't we? And although that's fun, it does take time. So I'm just doing a few little stitches around the center part in between the little gathers to hold it into place. And these are called yo-yos, I think, in America. I know for a fact in America that's what they call them, yo-yos. So Suffolk Puff, yo-yo, same thing. Okay, so I will come back and do the outer edges later, but you know I need to tuck that under. I'll just finish that off. There. Like that. I probably might put another one on the front there. I want perhaps that one. It was going to be fabric to start with, but then I saw these and thought they might work just nice to gather a bit up at the front there. I'm trying to avoid too much of the staining though, so all around the edge, apart from this part, but that part's got the hole in it, has the stains. So I wonder if I can tack that up a bit. Might be able to. I can perhaps just try and make it look better. I don't think it'll be that noticeable in the end anyway, if it's like scrunched up. So I'm just going to do this just so it's not dangling, a big dangling hole there. Okay, let's have a look. So that gives me a better piece to play with, and that's not too bad. Oh, you can't even see. There we go. That's not too bad. So I have from here to here that I'm going to cut. To there. Like that. I told you I put a pen line to curve the edge. I don't know if it's even going to be noticeable in the end anyway. So like that, perhaps. And I want to do embroidery here. That's why I don't want it coming up too high. So I could put that there. But what I just thought then was perhaps a bit of sari silk as well on there. I don't think I've got any sari silk out. No. I'll have to get a bit, just let me get some. Okay, I was thinking I might like this bluey green colour, but I don't have one in that colour, so that's not going to happen. I've got this colour, like that, but I also have this one. And I think this one came from, they both came from Witchcraft Do You Do, Kerry's store. She sells a lot of sari silk there. That one, which might be a bit better, it might stand out a little bit more. So let me just cut some of that off as well. And open it up a bit. Didn't want it all like tight like that, you open it up like that and rub it, but you can also wet it a little bit as well, and that helps to open it up. And then once it's wet, you can kind of rub it open a bit and it will stay wider. Thinking the darker one might work a bit better, but maybe both. One's a bit bigger than the other, see? Maybe I could use a bit of both across there. And just have that, like that. That might look alright. But that, I don't want that finishing so abruptly, so I kind of want to curve it up just a little like that. Is it too long? Is it too long? I want that up, maybe that down. It's taking away. I need to take some out of the center, I think. Try that. And that like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Yeah, I think that might work a bit better. That way it brings it back up. It's not too abrupt. And I could have some sort of lace down there. Just hanging off, perhaps. Oh. I hope this video is not getting too long because it's added on to another bit from the weekend. Oh, might have to just do this little bit and then stop. What about that? There, like that. Then another Suffolk puff there. My embroidery here. Ah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, I can do that. That's fine. Let's just pin that on there. What I will do is I will couch that on, or stab stitch, whatever, that on, and then perhaps come back over the top with a bit of sari silk, but that might be in the next video. I'll get these other Suffolk puffs made as well. I might put a darker one there, and then put a couple on the other side. We'll see. Probably might use that for something as well. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Let me just get this pinned down for a minute. Like that. Perhaps that's too low now. I think it is. It needs to come up just like that. Like that. Like that. Over the top, perhaps. And I can have the, that's fine. So, what was I looking at? Oh, this, wasn't I? Yes. Maybe I could put a bit of this here. No, let's just make sure I got it the right way though. Okay, that there. I could put a bit of that on. Like that. I did want to do a little bit of embroidery there as well. So I might take it, I'll take it to there. Yeah, or this little one. I'm looking in the camera now to get a different perspective. Oh, that one. See, that one's 3, that one's 5. I think I actually just need 4 to there. That way I've got more space here. I will pin the larger one on though and think about it. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Maybe that can go there. Or leave it for something else, because I quite like this, and although maybe I don't want it for a Suffolk puff, it might be just nice to add a little bit. Although I'm running out of, just for a bit of difference. Like even, because it's very old, and it rips wonderfully. Just a little bit. Oh, that could work, couldn't it? Just a little bit under there, perhaps. Is there anywhere else? Or there. Down there. Oh. No, it's a bit too fine for that. But there. What about a little bit there, like that? Take that further, like that. Yes, put that there. And what about, I can do the same at the back here, make it even smaller. That could also cover up that rough edge as well. Like that. And that striped fabric. Okay. I think so. Right way? Yes, it is. Looks nice both ways though. Oh, running out of pins. So I've got a lot of stitching to do. Got one more there. Okay, I think that might have to have one coming off to leave a bit of room for some stitching. And this is what happens. You start and you start playing and you kind of get stuck, don't you? Like I don't know if that's the exact spot for them, but I like the effect that is. Do you think I can walk away? Remember, I'm going to have embroidery in here. Glue on it. I don't know what from. So, what do you think? I think I'll definitely have to be walking away from it for a bit. see what happens. Okay, I shall see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put links to Rachel Sarah's channel in the description box below, as always, if you're interested in joining in with this project. So take care, everybody. Bye.